I'm Shelton Wilder, and welcome to Wilder Possibilities Podcast, where each episode follows an entrepreneur's journey into the transformative power of that light bulb moment where everything clicks. I call that the click. Those pivotal points that redefine our futures, illuminate paths to success, and even change the world. Now let's get wilder.
We're live! Okay. Hi, friends. Welcome back to Wilder Possibilities. This is a podcast about entrepreneurs, and I am beyond excited to have this week's guest. I have Amanda Cooper here, the infamous / famous Amanda. Woo! Okay, so Amanda is my coach. She's my sponsor. She is my ass kicker, not kisser. And we're going to talk about her today because we always talk about me. So we're going to talk about her. Okay, so first, I got a little questions for you. We wanted to get it ready. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking me.
Okay. And we were just going to do a little intro about you, about like what it was like and where you're from. So you want to start with that?
I will. Where do I start? So I'm originally from Manitowoc, Wisconsin. And you have to say it that way, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Because that's the truth. And small town, real small town. And I think that I always knew that I always felt I was different than everyone else. Factory workers, mom, dad, worked in factories. Everyone worked in factories. It was a small town. I never wanted that. So I always felt like I knew I was going to get out one day. But to do that, you're really breaking the mold. You're like, everything's the first because I'm the first one to go to college. You're the first one to like sports. Everything was different than everybody else. Oh, wow. So with that, eating disorder kicked in real fast. Senior year of high school, you're thinking about, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? And it's scary, but there's no one to talk to about it because no one's done it. No one's gone to college. So the friends that I hung out with, luckily I hung out with athletes, and the athletes were all college bound. So you kind of got an idea, but then we all split up and there was nothing. So it was all fine. First year of college was fine. But then the second year, I've always had this belief. And the first thing I do with coaching is find your limited belief, not the limiting beliefs, but the one that drives you. And it usually happens around 5, 6, or 7. And so mine was, I'm not smart. So when I was 5 years old, I thought about it. It was like we were in class and they gave us a math test. And the two people behind me were talking and one was helping the other. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know math. I was like, 5 years old. Yeah. So I said to the teacher, what do I do? Hey, they're talking, right? Try to get them in trouble so it takes the focus off of me. And the teacher's like, they're doing fine. Turn around, do your assignment. And I was like, I couldn't. I didn't know how. So in that moment, I decided that either you were born smart or you're not. And so in that moment, I decided I'm not smart. And what happens is because you didn't question it, there's no one around to even talk about it. You just believe it. You put it right in your subconscious mind. And that was basically my compass for the rest of my life until I got into program. But so all through my life, I would avoid anything that had to do like hard subjects. So when I got to college, I didn't know anything, right? I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. And I had tutors galore. And then all of a sudden, I got to that second year and it was like calculus, French. And I went, I can't do this because I'm not smart. And so now what that did was now that became my guiding. And instead of studying and doing everything else, I avoided it. I ended up like the eating disorder took off. I dated this guy alcoholic who lived out of town. So I would be away on weekends, not studying. It wasn't that I wasn't smart. It was just that I was guided by this, I'm not smart and nothing I can do would help it. So the worst case of all of that was I thought I was going crazy. And fuck. So here's the story. So In your mind, it was like, it was so much clutter, so much, I can't do this. I'm no good, blah, blah, blah. I should be outside. They're outside. I should be inside. And I couldn't study. I couldn't focus. And I thought there's something wrong with me. I thought that, I'm mental or something, because I couldn't shut up the chatter. And I thought if I could just shut up this chatter, everything would be great, but I can't even focus. So it got really bad. The eating disorder just took off. My grades tanked. And I went home one day and I said to my mom, this is where I always cry, can't do it. It was, why am I here? Like, why should I be here? And my mom, if you're a mom, all you have to do is, all you have to say to your kids, she just goes, because I would miss you. And it's just, so, stop for a second. But it's the love of the mother that really turns it all around. If they don't have to give you advice, she couldn't give me advice about college. She couldn't give me advice about anything. She just had to say, I love you. And that's it. And so that turned it all around. And I went, started to get help, found the 12 steps, started to turn my life around, went to inpatient treatment 3 times, got rid of that guy, decided one day, after the 3rd try, and insurance was great back then, by the way, they paid for everything. Not like now. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then,
Was this in Wisconsin?
yeah, this was all in Wisconsin.
Wow.
And then, I decided, oh my God, I want to move to California. I want to go where it's warm. Never been here, never saw it, never visited. I'm like, forget it. I'm going to come here.
And how old were you when you decided?
24. So,
Wow.
I had $100, 18-speed bike, and 2 suitcases. Somebody gave me a ticket to, and then I was going to stay with somebody I was working with, had relatives here, so I got on the thing with just that stuff, and came to California. And
Wow.
yeah, the 12 steps. Luckily, when you're in 12 step, it goes all over the United States, all over the world. So I had an anchor, but dealing with the thought process, it's always constant. It's always like, God, if I could just concentrate. And then
Which 12 step were you in there?
the OA.
Oh, okay. So
Right.
you were in OA.
Yeah.
Readers Anonymous.
Right.
There.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Then I came here,
The
and
network is real. I mean,
it's amazing.
community is,
12 step is just amazing.
I mean,
But it was always white knuckling, and it was never really like I got it.
Getting it,
Yeah. And then I met my husband, Paul, not my now husband. And for us, we went to church one day. It's a really weird story, but we went into church. He's like, hey, there's this really kind of weird church, hip, long-haired pastor with, a guitar. And we went, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this. This is fun. It was in a school auditorium. It wasn't anything major. It was a non-denominational. And, I went in and they asked us that question, did you like it, whatever, right? And so I was like, when my husband's like, do you want to keep coming here? And I go, well, I am. I just felt like I'm coming because this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I walked out that day, and bulimia was gone, completely gone. It was like struck, gone.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of the missing piece. Still, dealing with the thought, but no big deal. Then we had our child, and when she was about 4 years, when she was in 4th grade, she was acting and modeling, and we were getting so many fights.
Oh, yeah. She's so beautiful.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh my God, we can't keep doing this. I don't want to do this. And I ran into something with Byron Katie.
Oh, yes.
Right?
This
Because we
Byron Katie.
Because we
Here go.
love Byron Katie.
We love her.
So I don't know why I ended up going to one of her seminars, and as I'm listening to it, my mind for the first time got silent. And I went, holy shit. So whatever she was giving that day, I had to have it. So that became my quest. I was going to get this, whatever it was, whatever she, it's the 6 questions, turn them around. But I just,
True.
yeah.
Doing the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I became a follower, and I did it with everybody, the people at work. And I'm just like, oh my God, let's try this. And my Pilates instructor, I'm like, come on, we got to do this. And
Doing the work
with everybody. Because I was just like, it was the cure I thought I was crazy before this. So I did that, and then I don't remember what. At that same time, I started to drink.
You're drinking.
Yes. Yeah. So I had never drank up until I was like 40. Seriously.
Wow.
And how it happened was I got thyroid cancer, and I said,
What?
Yeah, right?
How did I never knew that.
Really?
Have you ever told anybody that?
Of course, I tell everybody, but everyone has that same reaction, so apparently not.
I get.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, so it was fine. Coop, my husband at the time, he was away. He worked 24 years for the LAPD, and then he worked for the government for 6 years.
Yeah.
So he was away 8 months out of the year.
Mission.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he was gone, and he goes, "Do I need to come back?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm just going to have an operation. It'll be fine." Right. So they take out my thyroid, and they're like, "You can't have anything salty." And so I looked at the list of what you could have, which really was nothing except alcohol was on there. You could have as much alcohol as you want. And it was like, yeah, right. And I'm like, I'll try it. Why not? So I started.
They had alcohol on the list, and that's where you saw it?
Yeah, of course. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, can't have anything else. Why not? I'll try that. I never drank before. So I was like, let's try this. Well, it didn't take very long. I was like primed for, addiction, right? With the other 12 steps. So I went downhill so fast. So finally,
What were you drinking?
mine is wine. It was like, start off with wine. I tried hard liquor, but it just didn't work.
You love wine.
Yeah.
Wine.
Oh my God. It was like 1 bottle, 2 bottles, 2.5 was too much a night, right? It was like, but every night.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So he comes home from one of his, trips. And by this time, I think, just before this. So he says, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You can't drink. I'm away. I want you to take care of our daughter. I don't want to think that you're going to hurt her or drive drunk or anything like that and not be responsible for our kid." And the way he said it, it was like, get help now. I don't care what you have to do, but fix it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And he's the man.
When he said
Yeah.
that, he
He's
means it.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
now or
Because he doesn't really say much. I mean, he'll talk, but like,
yeah.
he put his foot down.
Yeah. So I knew it's either this or he's gone. And I'm like, not that.
Yeah.
So that next day, Halloween, I go to AA and just stayed. And, I've been 16 years sober since.
Yeah.
Right?
Amazing.
And then while we were in there, I noticed all I was complaining about was money. Money, money, money. We don't have enough money. It's not, our money's not lasting to the end of the month. And then he'd have to go longer on these trips. And one day he says, "I can't do this anymore. I'm missing all of our kids' life," right?
Yeah.
Taylor was in dance, he was in athletics, and he didn't get to see any of it except through pictures. And I said, one day he just goes, "I can't do this anymore." And I said, "Come home." Meaning I knew what that meant was that I wasn't working, right? Because I had quit. It was a life of leisure for 6 years while he was making all the money. And that when he would come home, it was just his pension, which it wasn't going to cut it. But I was like, "Come home."
Yeah.
And then that was 2008. Everything had fallen. There was no jobs. It was bad. So I went into BDA, Business Doctors Anonymous, and things started to get better. And the first thing they told me was, "Get a job." What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to need a job.
Yeah.
I'm a woman of leisure.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked already. I have nails. I can't go to meetings and, I got to go to my meetings in the afternoon. I can't get a job. And they're like, "Man, get a job." So that's where I started. I got a job and then I never sponsored anyone in AA. Really, my true drug of choice has always been money.
Money,
It's
right?
money. And then I started sponsoring. I can't do anything just slowly.
Nope, nothing small.
Right. And
Nope.
so I started with one, and then I had 2 sponsees. And then I found that if I did the work of Byron Katie with them while we're doing the 4th step, we were getting tremendous results.
Yeah.
And then
Byron Katie.
yeah.
All together.
Oh my God. And then I had 4 sponsees, and then I had 6, and then I had 10. And I just couldn't stop because, like, everybody else has fear.
She became a sponsee
Yes.
addicted.
Oh my God, because I could help them. I'm like, oh my God, I can help you.
I can help you.
Yeah, and they would be hurting in the meeting, and I'm like, oh my God, I can help you.
Like, fine.
Yes. And I'm like, and you're going to be sponsored by her. And then I got a group of 20, and it just kept going because it's like I've never had a fear of missing out. Could care less. But I have a fear of others missing out.
Oh, wow.
I want everyone to have what I have. And oh my God, I got and I got the answer. So, oh my gosh, it started that way and it just kept growing. It was 10, 20, 30, 40. And then COVID hit and it was, we're getting to.
Wait, no, but let's talk about what it was like with the people. I mean, you were the most.
Oh, well, you have to tell them that.
I mean,
because me, I'm dishonest, right?
She doesn't care. Amanda doesn't care.
No.
And in the meetings, I mean, some people would be so mad. So mad.
Yeah. Well, when you're an addict.
She was a leader.
Yeah, when you're an addict, they want to get away with stuff. And it's like, no, shut up, sit still. Suit up, shut up, so show up, that same thing. But, I always think 50 people hate you and 50 are going to love you. So I don't really care that people don't like me. I hate Amanda Club. I'm cool with that.
I hate Shelton Club in the 4th grade. So it's like, well, I guess we're doing something.
Yeah, right? If you put yourself out there, there are going to be people that hate you.
Yeah.
And they're usually the ones that are going to be behind you later. They're the ones that are trying to pull you back because it makes them uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Yep. So definitely till today, I'm like.
She's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. So I found that I'm not a very good sponsor because a sponsor should just sit there and guide you. And I always coached and.
Yeah. Well, just kind of listen and like make sure they call you and all the stuff.
Yeah.
But that
it doesn't work.
You're like, no, I know the way. I'm going to help you through this.
Yeah. And shut up.
And no. What are you really saying?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. I just lasted in grand ears. That's the real.
Yeah, that's because shut up doesn't work. Because if somebody's in their story, and Shelton's good at this, right? She's like, but he did this and he did that and she did this and she did that. And they're just so in their story that if you just go shut up, they don't hear you. So you have to go really, to break the pattern, you have to say, shut the fuck up. And then they go, and then they're just stunned, but it stops the story.
Yeah. That's it.
And so, and the great thing about her, or any of them, is they love it. They go, oh my God, I'm now part of the Shut the Fuck Club. Shut the Fuck Up Club.
I'm like, I made it. I was like, I'm actually president of the Shut the Fuck Up Club.
Right.
I'm here. But it was, we started working together, what was it, 2017.
Yeah.
It was at least 7 years. Yes.
Yeah.
November 2017. And I thought everything was Clark's fault. Everything was Clark's fault. He should start my business. He should give me all the clients. He should do everything for me. And, I don't tell everybody this on social media or anything like that, but in my brain. So we started working together November 2017. You found me.
Right.
You spotted me.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, oh gosh, that victim over there. She's speaking victimese over there. And so you were like, we're going to work together. And I was like, okay, terrified. I was terrified. We were all, what do you mean? Of course, we're all terrified. So we were like, okay, I'm like, this is going to be good. And you said, you're coming Saturday, no matter what. And I was like, well, I might have showings. I might have no, it doesn't matter. Nothing will be more important than you coming to the meeting and being with me.
That was right?
Yes, I know. And then we did everything together, worked together. And the best was when I would call you and be like, and then Clark, and then be like, hello? You were just straight up hung up on me.
I gave her 3 warnings.
But
every time.
But I literally couldn't hear it.
I know.
was like, and one more thing about Claire.
And I go, no, that's 1. You have to 3. And she goes, and I go, that's 2 on 3. I hang up on you.
No. And I was like, yeah.
So they go, no, you didn't give me warning. Yes, I did. I always give
Well, we were
warning.
like just in a blackout in our story.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Talking about it. So anyway, you saved me. I love you so much. And then we did all of that together. And then your sponsees kept growing and growing.
Yeah.
And then how did, so the question here that I asked about the podcast is, when did you get the click? Like the light bulb moment. What was that for you?
When was it straw that broke the camel's back?
God, I forgot. That is me. I forgot. Okay, you can tell
So
'em.
in COVID, the numbers kept growing. And what happened before was that I would sponsor my sponsees, but I'd also do worksheets with their sponsees, and I helped their sponsees. So it just kept growing, and all the while doing the worksheets. So then I started teaching other people how to do the worksheets, which was good. Shelton was supposed to do one of those. She was supposed to really be, and I thought that I set the example of what it was like to be a sponsor, really not realizing I wasn't a sponsor. I was a coach at that time, and I was expecting everyone else to be a coach, but I didn't realize that because I only knew one way.
Yes.
And
Only
so,
did it her way.
yes.
Yes.
And there was a reason, because when they come in and especially addicts, they want to run the show. Well, you're running the show wasn't working. So you have to the leader has to take charge and set the boundaries, which is what people were attracted to. And most of the people that are attracted to that is perfectionists, which is another. So now you got a bunch of perfectionists in the room, and I'm the only one that overcame it. So it just started to grow, and everybody's attracted to this kind of growth because they're seeing this amazing growth from all of the women.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you went from nothing
Yeah.
for us, having what was it? An allowance basically to building an empire. So they're seeing all of this happening. So now everyone wants to come on board. So our numbers went up to 90 and growing.
Yes.
And then Shelton.
It was me.
Shelton was the straw that broke the camel's back. So you take it over.
Okay.
What happened?
So was it a year and a half ago? It was about a year. It was like,
Yeah, a year and a half ago.
yeah, it was a year and a half ago. So let's just say it was like March 2023.
Right.
Something like that. Amanda's calling me. She's like, well, how's so-and-so doing? One of my sponsees. And I was like, I'm not really sure. She doesn't call me. She doesn't call me back. And she's like, what? What do you mean? Doesn't call you back. How many worksheets have you done with her? I'm like, well, I've done one, but I'm trying to do the other ones. And, well, what step was she on? How is she doing? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And she's canceled all the meetings that we have. And what do you mean? But went crazy. She was like, I gave you so much. I did all of this for you. Look at your life. You have to give it back. How I did it. And I was like, but I can't even track her down. I can't, like this. I don't know. And I was doing that, like that. And she just goes, it's over. I freaked out. I started calling all the girls. I didn't start fall. What did I do? And then what switched for you? And then that's her click.
Yeah, that was my class.
Yes.
Yeah, you were my clique.
Okay.
In all the most positive ways. And obviously it's the straw that broke the camel's back. You weren't it. It just happened at that point.
It was that point.
I realized, and I have a little sidekick, Catherine.
Oh, your
Catherine,
sidekick. She's
little
amazing.
mini me.
Yeah.
And I called her up and I go, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. And she's so great. She's like, well, don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean don't? She goes, don't.
Yeah.
Stop. I was running the women's group,
Oh, yeah.
running the workshops, still, sponsoring, talking to people
all the
every
time.
single
You were
night.
So of service. All
The time, right?
Yeah.
And it was fine. It was great. I would never take any of it back because everything that you do for service, God rewards you tenfold. My life is, you can't have a better life than mine. My happily married for 32 years. My husband's amazing. My daughter's sweeter than can be. She's sweet. She's hearing this, right? You're so sweet. But
It's so beautiful, too.
yeah, and talented and just the soul and amazing, right?
Yeah.
The house, the dog, everything. My job is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So there is not one minute that I would take back. Amazing.
Yeah.
But at that point, I went, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And-
reassess.
Yeah. And Catherine, smart Catherine, she goes, so what if you got paid for it? And she goes, would you be as upset about it then? She goes, if you were getting paid $200 for a worksheet, would you be as upset? No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And she goes, that's the answer.
Oh, yeah.
So I went,
Purple-haired
yeah.
Catherine that we love.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I thought about it. I go, well, can I just stop? Like, should I just stop in a month? She goes, you can stop today.
Oh,
And I was like, I'm going to stop today.
Oh, but sidebar, all of us were freaked.
Yeah.
I was calling all the girls like, oh my God, I blew it. I don't know. I think she's gone. She's so bad.
I was pretty mad. But
She was mad.
I wasn't mad at you. I was mad at me. I was like, what am I not doing? Why am I not getting across? Why can't I pass this down to them so they can pass it down?
Yeah.
And that's when I really stepped back and went, I've never sponsored. I've always coached.
Yes, it's true.
And
You
for
really have.
16 years that I was in the program, people kept saying, oh, you should coach. No, I don't want to coach. I did want to coach, but I wasn't ready. It was like, it's fine. It's for fun and for free.
For fun of her, because that's really,
Yeah. And
sponsors just, I mean,
yeah,
it's not, yeah.
right. So then, so it wasn't you ever. It wasn't the girls. It was me. What do I need to learn here? What is it God wants to take me to this next level? What does that level look like?
Yeah.
And that's when the $1 Billion Club began.
Well, I started as the
Yeah, it was $1 million.
$1 Club.
Yeah. So in 2016, I had started the $1 Million
Yep,
Club.
yep, we
My
were-
husband
we
and
were
I,
doing
we
that.
we did it.
Yep.
And we had 50 people following us. I just have a way of bringing the band. And it was great for a year. We did the lessons just like we did. But I didn't really think about it, right? After that, it was my birthday to my birthday. And then after that, we just forgot about it, right?
Yeah.
I was in BDA. And the funny thing was, here I am running $1 Million Club. And at that time, 2016, millionaires weren't as,
Prevalent. It wasn't
as-
like everybody's a millionaire.
yeah, like it is today. I mean, it really was a stretch. Now, we were broke. We had just declared bankruptcy. We lost our house. They repossessed the car.
That was before 2016.
That was a while before.
Yeah,
That was when-
exactly.
and then
But
you
coming
got
in, we
into
were
the
still building up in BDA, right? So we're still paying back the IRS and all of these debts. So I'm broke, really, and leading a thing for $1 Million Club. But the premise was, what would happen if you worked on personal development 24/7 and you really just brainwashed yourself with all of these free on the internet?
Yeah, amazing people.
Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, you name it, all that's free on the internet.
Yeah.
What if we studied them for 1 year? What would our lives look like?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the premise, because none of us had anything. We were like this, and it seems so far-fetched, like this is crazy.
Yeah.
So we did it. We did it for a year, and then we just kind of forgot about it. It was like meeting in person every Sunday, and we're like,
We used to meet at my office.
yeah, that was separate. That was
Yeah,
your,
that was the
yeah,
worksheets. But
right.
I mean, we've been doing this.
Yeah, and this was $1 Million Club. And so anyway, we just let it go. And then, I'm working with the girls. So now we we started just before the women's group. And then we're saying, well, what if let's do the $1 Million Club again?
Yeah.
But we'll pay for it this time, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. That was a lot of work. And they're like, well, what if, there's money involved? I'm like, oh, I might consider it. Let me go look. And I looked at the notebook from 2016, and everything had come true. Everything.
All you're manifesting.
Everything had come true. We now own a house that's like $2.5 million. My daughter back then we told her she couldn't go to college. She's happy as an actress and a model. She's doesn't care she didn't go. I got a great job. All of our debts are paid. We have savings, investments, a 401k. I mean, it was crazy the amount. Everything had come true.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm in.
Do it again.
I'm in. Let's do it. And so that's where it began. And then it was the $1 Million Club, and then we started the guys group. So there's a separate guys group, and the guys, of course, wanted to be the $1 Billion Club. Then the girls got mad that it was $1 billion. How come they could be the $1 billion? We have to be the $1 million. So we changed the name to the $1 Billion Club. And I don't, that was a year ago. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't recognize myself. I am
It's
completely different person, and it's just by personal development, doing exactly what I did in 2016. What would happen if we brainwashed ourselves with the positive thinking instead of the negative?
yes.
And everyone else seems to have the same sort of experience.
Yeah. It's been
And yeah, but I distance myself from that, and it's always been, I'm going to do this. If you guys want to come on board, the train's leaving the station, you're welcome to come, but this is my journey. If you guys want to learn along the way, great, but this is my journey. And that's kind of what it is. But as a result, other people have
done. It's been amazing. Yeah. We're all a part of it. So how many people are the first $1 billion club?
the first is 50.
50 of us.
Right. But there, you always weed out the some, right? Because when you're working on personal development, it gets uncomfortable. It's addictions start to fly. You know, some people had to go to new 12-step programs that they didn't know about, that they didn't even know what they were aware of. They're like, oh my God, this is a problem.
Oh, wow.
Because you're just digging in all of the stuff. You're getting rid of the limiting beliefs, that core belief. Once I turned that core belief around, and that's what happened in the $1 Billion Club, we looked at the limited belief. Oh, shoot. Did I just mess it up? Yeah, the one limited. And once I turned it around, I went back to when I was in that 6-year-old, when I made the declaration that I'm not smart. And I went, what if I was wrong? What if I was wrong? Now you go through your whole life and realize where you sabotaged yourself with that thought. And who would you be? Now, 12 steps helps you, move forward, but you're doing it with the brakes on. So what would that look like if you took the brakes off? And then everything just blew open for me.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. And so now, as I'm going about my day, when I have the same thoughts, I go, no, I'm smart. I can figure this out.
Well,
I can figure this out.
You have a hard job.
Yeah. That's, that's the other thing. I went back and was litigation, but now I took a job that was in copyright and trademark. And it's like
Legal secretary.
yeah.
Yes.
And it's like
you're
right. Just
doing a lot of paperwork.
yes. And all the while now with this new thought, everything is easy. It's like,
Oh, that's what you tell us.
yes.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
And everything is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like...
Yeah.
And then what are some of the other things that you always tell us?
Well, those are the mantras. You have to know the mantras.
There's plenty of time.
Right. So plenty of time is no matter what you do, you have plenty of time. There's plenty of time. And you just say that to yourself, because otherwise you go, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. And you're going to lose your keys. You're going to take the wrong exit. So you just slow down time and you just say there's plenty of time. Mm-hmm. And you get everywhere on time. And even if you're like 5 minutes late, like I was here, it always works out. It's always fine. So there's plenty of time.
Yeah. And then someone else is late.
Yeah.
Or something else. Yeah.
Right.
That mantra works.
Right. But all of that, that chatter in your head, most of it's relating to time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough in savings. I don't have enough retirement. But once you say there's plenty of time, you give yourself that space and you get more done. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. Obviously, the second is resentments. Resentments are just
talk about this.
Right?
This is a big one.
Resentments are just a distraction from earning.
Yeah.
So if you're mad at somebody, right, and you're so focused in it, for me, if I'm so focused over there, then I'm not doing what I need to do here.
Yeah.
And the more intense I get over there, then the more I know I need to be focused back here. And it could be something as simple as dusting, doing my numbers, just something really simple. But I'm so focused over there, I'm not focusing on here.
Okay.
So resentments have to go. That's the number one. You can't get anywhere with the resentment.
Flocking from everything.
Everything.
And what else do resentments do that you always say?
I don't know. What do I say?
You always say that if you're sick.
Oh, for health-wise, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's a boy, you say to somebody, they're like, oh my God, I got migraines all the time. Who are you mad at?
Who are you mad at?
Yeah. Who are you mad at?
If anybody says they're sick, she goes, who are you mad that.
Yeah, and boy, does that piss them off.
Oh my God, it makes people lose it.
No, I've always had that for my whole entire life. I've always had this. Well, really, who are you mad at?
Yeah.
And if they just sit with it for a minute, and I've healed so many people, and I didn't heal them. They do it all themselves. You just have to get rid of the resentment. Mm-hmm. And then I had people they would sit across from me and do a worksheet. Oh, I can't sit here. My back hurts. What do you mean your back hurts? Oh, I probably 5 minutes. I can do 5 minutes. There are 90 minutes worksheets, right? 5 minutes. Okay, fine, great. Sure enough.
I know, because you got to write, you got to do a worksheet, write it out.
Right. The work of Byron Katie. It's, the website. You can find it. It's really easy. You get the book. It's all, you can do it yourself. So anyway, you just watch them. And as they're going through their resentment and turning it around, halfway through, all of a sudden they're just relaxed. And they just sit up. And they're just nice. And at the end of it, I usually wait till the very end. And I'm like, so how's your back feeling? Oh my God, it doesn't hurt. I've heard that so many times. So... yeah, who are you mad at? I get so pissed. And it's like colds. I haven't been sick in years. Yeah. Really, in years. Nothing. COVID, not a problem. Yeah. And if somebody gets a cold, somebody got COVID, there's a reason. There's a reason why you get sick. Why are you getting sick? So you have to ask yourself, why are you getting sick?
Why do you want to be sick? That's what she'll say.
Yeah, and boy, that pisses them off.
Oh, God.
I don't want to be sick. What do you mean? Why would I want COVID? Well, let's just take that in for a minute, right? And you really have to be gentle with them. You can't force it. You just got to let them have a breather to kind of think about it. Do I want to be sick? So one, she got COVID for the 4th time. And then I was like, how many more is it going to take? And she's like, well, what do you think it is? And I'm like, slow down, right? So some people get sick and if they have a cold and they call me and I'm like, okay, who are you mad at? Yeah. Why do you want to be sick? And they're like, well, I don't know that I want to be sick. Well, okay, well, let's just think about this for a minute, right? Yeah. So what do you do when you get sick? What do you do when you get a cold? Well, let me guess. You're in bed right now and you have the hot tea next to you and you're watching your favorite TV show and you're just really comfy. And it's kind of like spa day, isn't it? And they're like, yeah. And I go,
oh, you ordered in your own Uber Eats.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself because you're sick.
Yes, exactly. I go, so let's take away the spa day. Let's make it miserable so that it's not a reward for getting sick. So instead of taking the day off, they make themselves sick so they can have a spa day because now they feel okay about being in bed all day because they're sick. So if you're a perfectionist like we are, it's hard to take a day off. Yeah. So in order to allow yourself that, you have to get sick, which is what I used to do until I started taking care of myself and having a spa day instead of getting sick spa day. I go, wouldn't it be nice to take a spa day instead of making yourself sick and being miserable? That hurts to be sick. Yeah. So it's just changing again, change your thoughts, change your life. But most people don't know it. So it's just new ideas coming in all the time. Yeah. So.
And what's your other thing about age?
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite.
That's her favorite.
I think I might have the book. Got it. Change your age. So,
change your age. Okay,
change your age.
Here first on Wild Possibilities.
That's right. It's
Amanda Cooper.
It works every single time.
Okay.
So take 10 years off of your age. Okay. That's it. You take 10 years. So, for instance, I'll tell you my true age, which I don't remember because I am 50 forever.
Yeah, that's
so when I started this, it was I had put in my password on the computer. And I said, just use my age. And I went 50. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, by Friday, I went, I'm not 50. I'm 60. At the time, I was 60. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm just going to be 50. Oh, imagine that. What would that be like? So for the whole year, I pretended I was 50. And if somebody asked me, I'd say I'm 50 forever. And all of a sudden, I had more energy. And every time I'd go, God, I should go for a long walk. I can't go for a walk. Yes, you can. You're 50. Yeah. And I'd go, I can't start a new business. Yes, you can. You're 50.
Yeah, you're only 50. 50 forever.
So all of a sudden, all the time, I go, I'm 50. Yes, I can. I'm 50. That year was incredible. I had way more energy.
Yeah. You did so much. You started this business.
Yeah. everything changed. It was like, I didn't need any sleep. Oh, that's the other thing. If somebody tells me about sleep, we can go to that one next. But I got a couple pet peeves. But
Pet peeves?
yeah,
Pet
right?
peeves?
Oh my God, I do. I got some, but I got the turnaround. I'll make you turn them around. If you're working with me, you're turning these suckers around.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah. So, yeah, they make me nervous. I'm like, pet peeves, I got that. But, so anyway, I started having everyone do,
Yeah, 25 forever.
take 10 years off of your life and it'll change your life. So, but when you tell people, you say, I'm 50 forever. It was my birthday, right? Every birthday, you just keep saying, I'm 50 forever. I'm going to be 50 forever until I'm 90 and then I'll be 51. So
Okay.
you keep whatever it is, you take 10 years, at least 10 years, you can do more, whatever it is, but make sure you say forever. It's the forever part that reminds you you're doing it. And it'll change your life. It changes everybody. So,
Okay, and then wait.
you want the pet peeves?
I'm so tired. Okay,
Oh my God, there is nothing that pisses me off more. Now, if you're working on your thoughts, right? This is all about changing your thoughts, changing your life. So whatever you're saying to yourself, you become. That's why.
That's what we listen to all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I have on The Greatest Secret all the time. Now even Lainey's like, turn on the meditation. It's like he's 8.
Yeah.
So we're listening to the same things over and over.
Exactly. So Jim Rohn, all of them, Tony Robbins, you just listen constantly.
Yeah.
So if you're changing and if what you say manifests in your life, you can't say you're sick. So those things have to go away. Now, what are the tools to get around them? So yeah, the pet peeve of, you have to have 8 hours a day or 8 hours a night of sleep. Who told you that? Do you want to believe that? Well, it's true. All of the medical. Okay, that's great. How peaceful are you when you think that morning when you didn't get 8 hours? Are you peaceful or stressed? Well, stress. Exactly. So how's it helping you? So
Yeah, not helping.
no. So if you tell yourself you're going to be tired, you're going to be tired. If you tell yourself you have energy, you're going to have energy. It's like, well, you'll live longer. Will you? Will you live longer because you're peaceful? Because you don't really care about how many hours you get? Or are you going to live longer because you're stressed? How does that work? Because you didn't get 8 hours. So, so that once I change that around, then it's like, and you just got to try these things, right? Just try them once. Just try them.
That's your statement that we talk all the time. If I call or and you're like, does that thought bring you peace or stress?
Right.
That's like the statement you always say.
Yeah. And you get a lot of fighters. You've got a lot of fighters.
Oh gosh, I was a little bit of a fighter. Then I just pure surrender.
Right.
Pure surrender to Amanda.
Just try it once. That's all I say. If it doesn't work, great. Just try it once. If it works, then you're good.
Yeah, just keep going with it.
Yeah, but boy, the fighting on that 8-hour one, and now they're all fine, right?
Oh yeah.
Whether I get, and I don't get that much anymore. Whether I get 4 hours, and uninterrupted, no, that never happens. 8 hours uninterrupted sleep, I'm fine every day.
Made that up. That's why you're like Hugan said.
Yeah, but if you want to believe that, it's going to cause you stress, and you're going to have problems. You're going to be tired.
Be worried about it's more like being worried about being tired.
Yeah.
Than even being tired, probably.
Mm-hmm. So those are my pet peeves. It's the tired, I'm sick.
Oh gosh. She can't handle it.
I'm mad at somebody. Oh my God, so-and-so. It's like, oh no.
Victim.
Or no. Just plain no. If I'm like, trying to coach somebody and they're like, no, I already, the new thing is the mantras in the morning. So first thing before you wake up your eyes, you're getting all the little tips here.
Yeah.
First thing before, when you open up your eyes, what is your affirmation? So there's 2 things.
Affirmations.
Yeah.
That's our thing. Yeah.
So affirmations are, what do you want that's opposite in your life? So for me, I was waking up depressed. There's no reason for me to depress. I have an amazing life, a husband, child, nothing. It's amazing. So I'm like, that's got to go. So we came up with the TikTok. TikTok's amazing, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
TikTok, I find all these little tips.
So many good little tricks.
And I try it first, and if it doesn't work, we throw it away. But if it works, I ask these guys to try it. If it works, it's in.
Yeah.
It's in forever.
Exactly.
So one of the TikToks was show me. And that's
show me.
when you don't know what to do, you go, show me. And you're just asking your subconscious mind, right? So show me how to do this problem. I do it a lot at work. Show me how to do this. Show me how to get the answer to this. This is incredible. Show me how to figure this out. Show me where I find help for whatever you're working on. Show me. And you're going to get a download like right away. You might not get the one you want. One time I was like, show me how to help my daughter in acting. And I was like,
did it say, shut the fuck up?
it sure did. Oh my God. But I ignored it. I go, that can't be right. Show me. No, really, show me how to help her. Because I know I can help her.
Oh God.
So I go over to help her read. And boy, we got in the biggest argument in our lives. And I was like, okay, gotta go.
Yeah.
So that was the first one. Show me. You might, if it says no, take it as
take the advice.
Take the advice.
Yes.
The other one is affirmation. So if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're like coming here, show me how to have a great time. Show me how to have fun.
Yeah.
Show me how to relax and just, so whatever it is, if you fear, doubt, or worry, you use an affirmation. So obviously in the morning, if I'm depressed, not good, I'm like, it's not a show me, it's a why. So it's,
why am I so happy?
yes, why am I so happy? Why is it so happy? Why
Is it so easy?
Yeah. Why am I so happy and excited to start my day?
Yeah. Why am I so excited to come on Shelton's podcast?
Exactly.
That's what you had to
Which I
say.
did. Why
Yes.
is it? And then it turns it all around and it sets the intention for the day, and the rest of the day is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's the show me and affirmations are the
Those
key.
are really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love. Okay, you're getting all the good tips here, guys.
I know.
And so the last question I always say is, what does home mean to you? Because I know your home means a lot to you.
Well, my home is my hubby.
Oh, that's your home.
That's home. So where we live is great. With my daughter, she's great. But my daughter moved out, right? But my home is him, and wherever I am. So I don't know what you mean by home, but that's, if you say home, that's my home. I can't wait to get to home. After this, can't wait. This is fun. Home is better. So home, everything I do makes home that much better. I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to say, hey, how you doing?
To Coop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coop's amazing, guys.
Yeah, and then if one day he's not there, I'll figure out where home is. But
for now.
yes, for now, he's my home.
Yeah. Oh, that's so special.
Where's your home?
I mean, how you created is really special.
Yeah.
Not just aesthetically and all that, but it's like, even we've raised children that want to be home.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be home.
Yeah.
When I was little, I was like, get the fuck out of here. I got to go. Excuse me, I got to do 8 sport. I got to do anything to not be home.
Right.
So for me to create a safe place with my children and with Clark and all of us and Buster,
Yeah, exactly.
that's the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Home.
That's home.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always like to just ask that question. But, well, guys, thank you for being here. Amanda, thank you for joining. You did such a great job.
Thanks.
And so now, okay, the last thing I'll say is, so you had the 50 girls in our $1 billion club that we meet once a week.
Right.
We have our lessons. And then you started a second $1 billion club.
I did.
Yeah. And there's 30 girls in that.
Yeah, they all signed up. I didn't plan that very well. They all signed up in 1 week. So I was talking to 30 girls in 1 week, and then we closed it.
Yeah. And what's next?
I would like to do, so that I love the building those, but I can't do them individually. That's a lot of work, and it's not enough one-on-one. So I think what I would like to do is have a course to get the basic stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
And then I can do what I love, which is the coaching part. Yeah. So I'm working on a course.
Yeah. You're working on it.
Yeah.
Just being with Amanda helped your life, or it helped mine. That's the huge growth I've had. And basically, to not be a victim, to take responsibility. Yeah. Basically, it's just taking responsibility for your life.
Yeah. And personal development.
Yeah.
Personal development should be the rest of your life.
Yeah, all the time. Wanting to be better. Growing, all of that.
But have a group. You need the group for support. Like, I can only do so much, but they do all the work with each other. And that's why I like the groups, because you really need that support.
Yeah. I mean, you have these like group texts and WhatsApp texts, and it's so great. Yeah. Together. I mean, that's why, like, with my female team, besides Grant, like the one and got that's a lot in and out. But but it's like a little family. You can support each other. Yeah. So Okay. I love you.
Love
Thanks for
you.
coming on.
Yes, of course. You're amazing. Thank you.
I'm Shelton Wilder, and welcome to Wilder Possibilities Podcast, where each episode follows an entrepreneur's journey into the transformative power of that light bulb moment where everything clicks. I call that the click. Those pivotal points that redefine our futures, illuminate paths to success, and even change the world. Now let's get wilder.